Mr. Coronado, why do you keep stealing?
I was depressed. I was just didn't know what I was doing.
Well, no, no, you knew what you were doing. You were intoxicated.
Yeah.
You went into this hotel. You took an item from their pantry, which was 2 beers, put them in your pants, and then went and sat on the bus stop drinking. So again, why do you continue to steal? Because if this were your first time stealing, you would be in misdemeanor court unless the cost of beer has gone up exponentially. So why do you continue to steal? And just give me one moment while I read this. I do remember you. How are you doing?
I'm gaining a lot of weight. I'm doing good.
Okay.
Judge.
Yes.
Probably don't need to read that out right to you.
Okay.
We just learned.
All right. What have we learned?
So, the mental health court is going to staff this week Ms. Rios's case
Okay.
to see if she's going to be accepted. Also, they are also in contact, they're making referrals over to the Alpha Home to see if we could get placement there. They did say that she's a good possible candidate for everything. And however, they need like 2 weeks to get everything like finalized.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Rios, everybody is working to try to get you the help that you need. So we're trying to get you in the mental health court. They're saying it's going to take 2 more weeks. They're trying to see perhaps if they can't get you in mental health court, just to make sure that you have somewhere safe to stay and to get services in place so that you can be successful. All right. So I'm going to recall this in 2 weeks. It's going to really be the day after the 2-week mark to make sure that everything is okay. If for any reason everything is completed before the 2 weeks, counsel, just let me know. We'll put it on the docket.
Okay.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, what date are we calling this back? All right. So we're going to come back on October 2nd.
October 2nd is exactly 2 weeks.
Norma, can you put it one day after October 2nd? Because it's 2 weeks, but sometimes the 2 weeks is not the 2 weeks.
You want October 3rd, or do you want it the Thursday?
Let's put it on Thursday. We'll put it October 5th. But again, if everything is completed by October 3rd, or you see it's going to be done by October 3rd, you can always have it brought on that date. We'll be here.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to bring you back on October 5th. You are looking better from when I last saw you. Okay. All right. So do you need anything else? All right. So we'll see you back on October 5th. And I think everything is going to go well. Just make sure that you talk to them, and counsel, if you can stay on top of that with the mental health court.
I'm going to go down to the first floor to talk to Ms. Starr right now after we get done.
Okay.
Just make sure I can.
Okay. Awesome. And just be sure to let them know that both parties.
Daniel Rodriguez for Mr. Puente.
And are you Mr. Puente?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Luis Puente Jr. who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 0996 for the offense of felon in possession of a weapon on January 25th, 2022 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 26th day of August 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Luis Puente Jr., committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, we waive and abandon the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Judge.
Mr. Puente, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 3 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking you that you grant the motion, revoke the defendant, and sentence him to 3 years in TDC. And the state will TIC the new number 1, which is cause number NM 727272.
727272.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. All right. Is that the agreement?
That is, Judge.
Mr. Puente, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will grant the motion, revoke you. Mr. Puente, I'm looking over your history and I see that there were drug issues was your problem and that we tried SATF. Did he actually complete SATF?
Judge, I was gonna ask to put on the record his credit for time served, which is 136 days in Bear County Jail and a successful completion of SATF from April 19th to August 16th for an additional 119 days for a total of 255 days.
All right, so counsel, I'm assuming you're asking for credit for inpatient treatment time?
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court is going to grant the motion, sentence time served and credit for time in any inpatient treatment that was successfully completed. All right, based upon your new number one, it appears that you still have issues with your sobriety.
Yes.
If you would like, I could request for you the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community will not increase the time that you're in custody. For example, I'm following the agreement to sentence you to 3 years in prison. If I sentence you to 3 years in prison, and let's say they paroled you at 2 years or at 1 year or whatever parole time they give you, if you are in the therapeutic community and you have not completed it, they're not going to say, oh, we're going to keep him even though he's been paroled because he hasn't completed therapeutic community. Therapeutic community is just something extra for you to hopefully help you maintain your sobriety. So would you like to be referred for that?
Referred you.
Okay. Now, I don't have any jurisdiction to force them to place you in the therapeutic community, so you'll still have to ask for it, and then it's completely up to them. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, grant the motion, sentence you to 3 years in prison, give you credit for any time served, credit for any successful completion of inpatient treatment, and I'll recommend the therapeutic community. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record, Mr. Puente, how old are you?
49.
All right, you're 49. You're getting close to that point in your life where you have more of your life behind you than in front of you. And it's going to be completely up to you of how you choose to live that. You can choose to live it by using drugs. I always tell people when I was in the treatment courts, the only difference between somebody with a criminal charge for drug possession and the person who doesn't have it, one person had a chance to use it, the other person did not. Whenever you're using drugs, they're not FDA approved. The people don't care whether you live or not. It's just strictly a business transaction. They don't care if it's interfering with your health or not. It's a business transaction. And you never know if you're going to get a bad drug. You never know if they're going to be trying to identify your body. So is your mom or dad still alive?
Mother.
All right. So you don't want them to have to identify you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't go to the prison, get institutionalized. Don't be the person at the prison when people say, how are things run here? And they say, well, you can ask the oldest person here. We call him Grandpa Puente. Don't be the grandfather at the prison, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
His mom got my contact information. She did send 2 documents,
Okay.
but they're just letters saying that he's facing in the military right now.
Ah.
So I can't move forward or ask you to pull a prisoner over unless I see the DD-214s. So I'm kind of, that's where I'm at.
All right, counsel, do you have his mother's number?
Yes.
All right, can you call her and let her know the information that's needed by John?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to recall this in 3 weeks. And what is happening with the court martial?
That I'm not aware.
Because I'm in the process of separation and I haven't been in contact with them because I'm in here.
He's
Oh.
majority is because he's in confinement. Since he's in confinement, they can't get a hold of him, so they're acting on behalf as if he was on AWOL. They know where he's at.
Okay, so they know where you are.
Correct.
So are you separating from them?
I'm separating. I'm discharging. from the Army.
voluntarily?
No.
Not voluntarily?
I'm being honest, no, not voluntarily.
Okay,
We shall work.
does the military want him to separate?
Yes.
Ah, okay. All right. Ms. Ferguson, we'll recall this in 3 weeks. And what is his bond situation? For example, why is he in custody on a 3rd-degree felony? Is there something else holding him other than this?
I was told he has $15,000 bond.
That's what I was told when I was brought in.
All right, counsel, if you want to set a motion to have that heard, we can send it to Judge Nahara. Because, I mean, it's a 3rd-degree felony.
Got a motion to reduce or?
Yes,
possibly
if you
PR
want to do that, and you can file it and Judge Nahara will hear it, but they need a motion. So if you file the motion and then ask them
Okay, he's
to,
also got a pending county court 4 case, which we probably need to get him down to county court 4 today.
all right. Ms. Ferguson, what date? All right, we'll come back on October 16th, and counsel, if you'll make sure to let his mother know specifically what paperwork he needs. I see, it's still true. Moms always keep everything.
That's right. That's my mom.
Does your mom have your birth certificate and social security card? Yes.
She probably has the Air Force discharge paperwork somewhere.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Anything?
Okay, like I told you, like I just need some discharge from the military, so I can show the DA's office so we can start building a file on you, okay? Other than that, that's what we need, and I'll pull you over for the DJOs to talk to you like we talked about. But we need that first paper, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And counsel and John, if you all get that sooner than October 16th, you can always have it brought back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
Mhm.
All right, we'll see you on October 16th. You're welcome. PTD, was that not allowed?
PTD was denied, unfortunately.
No, I understand why you're saying that. I don't understand it. I'm not in charge of PTD. So who rejected him for PTD?
This is I can speak to that, Your Honor. State supervisor. Objective.
Who is the state supervisor?
Miss Melly Perry.
Like, why is he rejected for PTD? I've seen other cases where I'm just like, are they given PTD? He's military, am I correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
He's done everything that the court has asked, am I correct?
You're correct, Your Honor. He's actually been diagnosed with PTSD as well. He has done all the classes with CPS as well and completed that. And that has been terminated because he's completed everything required of that. The child is born healthy. That's where we're at this point, Judge.
So is he diagnosed with PTSD?
That's correct, Your Honor. And he's also doing independent counseling for alcohol use as well as.
Does anybody want to see if he'll be accepted in the mental health court?
Well, that would require a plea, Judge, and so.
No,
As
it
long as
doesn't.
it doesn't, Judge, we were open to it. He is a recruiter for the military, so any kind of plea would affect his ability to remain a recruiter.
No, mental health court, they only do pretrial diversions.
Again, it would have to get through approval for pretrial, which I am willing to try again.
All right, because this, honestly, I don't know everything there is to know about the case, but from what has been presented to the court, I don't understand why he's. So let's do that.
That's, we'll do that, Judge. Go from there. If we can get maybe a 3-week reset to work on that process.
And who would be in charge of reviewing him for?
It would be Miss Powers again, Your Honor. But I'll talk. I think I can't say what considerations go in, but I will go and speak to her.
All right, because the only other option then is he comes back on Wednesday for jury trial.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Does anybody want Wednesday for jury trial, or you all want to see? I see my role
That's
is,
a potential thing we're considering based upon the circumstances as they are at this point. And we see where that may
Wait.
lead.
That's fine. We have a number of cases set, but I'm.
all right. All right, this is a plea, but Sean, there are no applications. Court is calling 2023 CR 7166, State of Texas versus Luis Coronado. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
defense?
David McLean for Luis Coronado.
Are you Mr. Coronado?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Coronado, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Coronado, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? You're charged with the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Coronado, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 118 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44. There are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes.
State.
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the plea?
State offer states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Your Honor, I've reviewed that with my client. We have no objection.
All right, thank you. State, you may be excused to continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Coronado, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. It's exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I've discussed this matter with my client. He understands he was not in a right place at that point. He's going to try and endeavor to stay out of trouble. We just asked the court to call the plea bargain.
Mr. Coronado, why do you keep spilling?
I was depressed. I was just didn't know what I was doing.
Well, no, you knew what you were doing. You were intoxicated.
Yeah.
You went into this hotel. You took an item from their pantry, which was 2 beers, put them in your pants, and then went and sat on the bus stop drinking. So again, why do you continue to steal? Because if this were your first time stealing, you would be in misdemeanor court unless the cost of beer has gone up exponentially. So why do you continue to steal?
So I was out in the street and I was just really my friends was just peer pressure me to do stuff.
How old are you?
31.
At 31, no one has peer pressure. I don't understand a 31-year-old. Were your friends saying, steal it, take the beer? I don't think so.
Like convincing me, I guess.
I'm sorry, what?
Like convincing me.
Yeah, I don't understand a 31-year-old who's subjecting themselves to peer pressure. And who are you hanging around with? What age are they that they are
Pretty
using
young.
peer pressure to have you steal?
They're pretty young, like 26, 25.
26 and 25, that's still not the peer pressure crowd. When people think of peer pressure, they're thinking people who are in maybe high school, maybe middle school. We called it junior high when I was growing up. Do you want to spend the rest of your life in and out of prison and in and out of jails?
No.
All right. These cases, this state jail felony, at some point in time, if you continue on the path that you're on, these state jail felonies are going to be enhanced. And what that will mean is you will not be looking at up to 2 years in the state jail facility. We will start talking about prison time. Do you understand?
Yes.
So whatever is going on in your life, you need to get your life together. And you are at an age where you should not be hanging around or being with people who you say are using peer pressure to make you do the wrong thing. Do you have children?
Yeah.
What are their ages?
12.
Just one?
No, I got 12-year-olds.
2 12-year-olds? Are they twins?
No, they're 6 months apart.
Oh, okay. All right, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 118 days in the Bexar County Jail on the 1244, give you credit for any time served. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Are you in your 12-year-old's lives?
Yes.
How so? Do
I
you see them on a daily basis?
I see them as much as I can.
What does that even mean?
Their mom was in prison, and then the other one, she had another relationship, so it was pretty hard.
So are they living with this mother or are they living with grandparents?
Not with the mother.
All right, you're going to have to try to do better things for your children. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? If I have not retired, I may end up seeing your children before me. And you know what they're going to say? Well, I have a father who stole, so that's why I steal. And whatever the mother went to prison for, they're going to say, the reason why I do this is because my mother went to prison. Both you and the mother of these 2 boys or 2 children have not given them a good example, and you all are giving them a bad start. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Always good seeing you, Mr. McClay. Have a good one.
You too. We'll see.
Okay. Who's here on Jordan Robbins? Always good seeing you, Miss Owen.
Yeah.
All right, how's it going? All righty. So on this case, we're scheduled for jury trial.
Judge, I don't know if the court has received all of the medical records yet for the in-camera review.
Okay, they sent me something and they said that Judge Harl had reviewed it.
There was like 5 different entities, and I think when Sergio was here last, I don't think that I'm not sure if the court had received
I don't think we've had a subsequent hearing since he's.
All right, because my understanding is that Judge Harl reviewed some records, and on those records, he denied it.
Okay.
So what I can do is I can examine whether or not those records are the same records that are in the court's file, because I have some that were sent back to my office. I think they were sent to you by mistake, and then you sent them to my office.
Right.
So I'll check to see if those are the same records that I have here.
Okay.
So if you all will come back then at 1:15, are you all able to come back at 1:15?
I have a flight out to Oklahoma City at 2:30 today.
At 2:30?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you live in Oklahoma?
I work for UPS. We're building a new facility there that I'm.
Right, so how do you anticipate on going to trial then?
Judge,
Well, I'll work that out. Whenever those dates.
Judge,
Okay.
we haven't had the state just gave me an offer this morning on this case.
Mhm.
So that was the first time we've received an offer.
All right, so then this is what's gonna happen with regards to this. We are going to come back on Wednesday. Are you able to be back here on Wednesday?
I need to be, I can cancel my trip. if I need to.
So we'll be back on Wednesday. I tell you what, you can zoom in states. You said you made an offer today.
Mhm.
We did, I think I don't know, remember exactly how, but there were a lot of discovery settings on this case. And I don't know if there was ever a plea setting
Never.
because of how many discovery settings there were.
All right, so we're gonna come back on Wednesday
Okay.
and you can be here by Zoom. And if you decide not to accept the offer that's been extended, it's gonna be a quick turnaround for jury trial. Oh, you already know you're not accepting
Oh,
it?
yes, ma'am. I will not
Okay.
be.
We didn't, I haven't even told him what it is yet, so let me have a discussion with him, Judge.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so we're gonna come back on Wednesday. Norman, he can be present by Zoom, but you're gonna have to be on time
Yes, ma'am.
on Wednesday. If you're not, we're gonna have problems.
I will be on.
And Judge, is there a way I could tell you the 6 agencies that were supposed to give records to the court to make sure that those have been all given?
Sure.
It was North Central.
Oh, just one second, so I can pull this out. All right. Well, let me just tell you what I have. I have in this stack records from Dr. Bandari.
Okay,
Is this the correct one?
Dr. Bendari.
Bandari.
Okay,
So those are the records I have, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different stacks of papers.
okay, because they're the ones that were, I think we were getting were from North Central Baptist Hospital, Methodist Healthcare System, Nidra Veda, physician assistant, American Health Imaging, South Texas Radiology Imaging Center, and LabCorp. I think LabCorp are the ones that were sent directly to the judge, and then I sent them here. I brought them here and did not read them.
And then Methodist, I don't know if you recall that day, that disc.
All right, if you all want to write those down, and I'll check it when I
This is
review
just for
these.
defenses. That was the one that said no record of that.
Okay.
All right, so if you all will write those down, and Norma, if you'll put this on the docket for Wednesday, and your client can appear by Zoom.
Okay,
And Norma, put it on Wednesday at 9:15.
okay, and then we'll get the Zoom link and stuff from Ms. Ferguson, Judge.
Yes,
Okay.
and she'll give it to you before you leave.
Okay.
Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Assistant
Assistant Public Defender Renee Munoz on behalf of Ms. Griffin.
And are you Miss Griffin?
I am, yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, and I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Griffin, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do so waive, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we are waiving the repeater enhancement.
Any objection?
No objection from the defense judge.
All right, Ms. Griffin, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family second offense? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She sure has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Griffin, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived a right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years of the prison. State recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Britlee, Britlee, Sue Griffin, and Carol Stovall, Stobaugh. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a moment.
Yes, Judge.
All right, did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
state,
Yes.
showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be a MIC evaluation, TAP evaluation, and anger management. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence
Your Honor, we offer State's Exhibit number 1 in all attachments.
No objection. Your Honor.
showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, and judgments? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right. After reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Respectfully request that the court honor the plea bargain agreements on behalf of my client. Pretty much it, Judge.
All right. The repeat enhancement allegation that's been waived, who was the complainant in that case?
It was her mother. Yes, Judge.
All right. So, Ms. Griffin, it appears that you have an issue. What is your issue? I know everybody who comes in there has issues, right? But I don't understand the violence against family members.
Yeah, the relationship with my mom and dad wasn't the best growing up.
Why not?
They abandoned me.
Okay. All right. So how old are you?
40.
All right. At some point in time, you're going to have to address those issues because whatever trauma you have in the past, whatever you feel like your parents didn't do, because nobody's given a parenting book, and some people have horrible parents. They do. That's a fact. But you cannot continue on the vein that you're continuing on because maybe your parents were not the best of parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right. And are there any alcohol issues with you?
Absolutely not.
Are you employed?
Not currently, no, ma'am.
So how do you support yourself?
I've been just kind of, I am employed. I'm a delivery driver for Grubhub and
Mhm.
DoorDash right now, and a few other delivery companies. It's kind of touch and go with like my vehicle, and I have 3 dogs that, they're my life and my family, so. I just got approved for housing with Opportunity Home, and I went down and filled out the paperwork for that, for the secondary, I guess, application there.
Mhm.
About 3 weeks ago, they told me it would be about 2 to 3 months before I was contacted to get in somewhere, so currently I'm trying to,
So where are you living now? And when I say living, do you have a place to stay?
I stay with a friend or in my vehicle.
Okay. And do you have any children?
I do, but they're grown.
Oh, how old are they?
Well, my youngest is 16, but he's with my mother. And the next one is 18, and then
All right.
Britley is 21, and then I have
Why is the 16-year-old with your mother?
because he didn't want to come back and live with me at my house before I got evicted, because I made him follow the rules. He wanted to go to my mom's when he got kicked out of school up in Comal County.
Mhm.
Because he gets everything that he wants over there. He didn't have to follow the rules and stuff like that. So
There's something going on here. I don't know what's going on here, but there are some issues. And I'm trying to figure out what those issues are. Have you ever had a mental health diagnosis?
yes, ma'am, I sure have.
All right. And
Yes, ma'am.
what is that?
It was bipolar 2, agoraphobia, PTSD.
All right. So are you under a doctor's care
I
currently?
am not. I went to CSCD, I guess.
CSCH.
CSCH, yeah. And when I was released from prison in 2020, and they told me that I didn't qualify, I didn't need services
All
at
right.
that time.
I
So
think she needs some services. Yes, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. That's why in the plea bargain agreements, it's my understanding that it should be supervised under the MIC caseload and be coordinated, set up with CHCS for reevaluation, diagnosis, possible medication.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Britley, Britlee, Sue Griffin, or Carolyn, Carolyn, Stobauh, Stobauh. There's going to be a MIC evaluation, anger management. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. Follow the recommendations of TAP, but if TAP wants inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. Go ahead and do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. I'm going to want a UA today. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs. Parenting classes. 200 hours of community service restitution. Once parenting classes are completed, that will be deemed satisfied. Proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month. And that'll be until she is placed either on the MIC caseload or has a mental health case manager. After that has been completed, then probation, you can do field visits as you deem necessary. And if they could also help her with housing. Probation, is there anything else?
Your Honor, you said you wanted a UA today. Is that before the courtroom?
Yes. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, thank you for housing.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Everybody, I don't know anybody who grew up with Mary Poppins as their parent. Everybody always has some issues with their parents. Some of us have more issues with our parents than others. Some of us have horrible parents. Some of us have good parents, but we just go astray. I don't know what the issue is with your family, but the fact that your son is living with your mom tells me that there are some issues. You're not to have any contact with those family members. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If later down the line, if they want to have contact with you because they see that things are going well, it would probably be best for you and your family members to be able to sit down and calmly have a objective third party, probably a therapist, to see if there can be any repairs to your relationship. Because at some point in time, you're responsible for all of your actions, right? And you can't continue to blame abandonment issues on your actions.
You're right. Yes,
All right.
yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe
Thank you. Yes, you may be excused.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, we are on recess and we will be back at 1:30 for jury trial. And Vashon, because I know you haven't had your lunch break, if you would like for her to come back this afternoon, for you to go over things with her and come back this afternoon. Camacho, come forward, please. All right, what's happening with this case?
Is this a discovery setting, Judge?
Yes, so there were some discovery issues. What's happening?
I think we're still having some discovery issues, Judge. So the state has provided everything that we currently have in our possession. The defense has asked me to reach out to one of it wasn't the main officer on the case, but he's like a UEDI, it looks like.
Mhm.
I wanted to talk to him about to see on his body cam. I haven't watched his body cam yet, but it's been represented to me by defense that he says something that leads defense to believe that maybe there's some other discovery out there that I like to ask him if he's got. And I believe defense would also like to, as part of their own investigation, reach out to the bar itself to see if he can contact them to see if they have other videos that are not in the possession of the state.
All right, well, defense, have you reviewed the body cam?
I did, Your Honor. I brought that to the state.
All right, and so what are you saying that's on the body cam? Have you informed them what you believe is on the body cam?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and if you could tell the state specifically where on the body cam that is, then maybe that would make things go by quicker.
I believe it will, Judge. The problem is, based on the statements that were made to that officer on camera, there's an individual that is not noted in any of the current reports.
Oh, no, I mean, if you will let the state, so they won't be looking at an entire body camera, who knows how many hours it is. If you'll tell them specifically where it is, that will probably make things run quicker.
Absolutely, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this in 30 days? This will be the last discovery date. All right, October 23rd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and once your client signs the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and for being on time.
Have a seat.
Yes.
We're gonna head upstairs just to prepare for this afternoon, but
Okay.
I think that's it.
554 State of Texas versus Aaron Trevino. Ms. Trevino, if you could announce for the record, are you Aaron Trevino?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Trevino, we had a previous setting on this case. The clerk is looking for the file. All right, are you able to print out the docket sheet? Thank you. All right, we were here last on a hearing. And at that hearing, Ms. Judy Wimmert said that she would have the appeal file. There has been a question from the Eighth Court of Appeals in El Paso asking whether or not the appeal has been abandoned. Mr. Trevino, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. For the record, Ms. Wimmert is not present. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:40 a.m. Have you been able to meet with your attorney to discuss whether or not you wish to continue with this appeal?
The last time I talked to her is that I still wanted her on the case, but that was the last time I ever had contact.
All right, and when was that?
The day we had that phone conference.
All right, and we had a phone conference because you were still in custody. Well, your location
Yes.
was at the Texas Department of Corrections, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And have you had any contact with her since that phone conversation?
No, ma'am.
All right. So my first question for you is, do you wish to continue with the appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you wish to have Ms. Wimmert as your attorney still?
Yes, ma'am. It says far then.
All right. All right. So Ms. Wimmert hasn't appeared for this court setting. I've received a report that the appeal has not been filed. And at the last hearing we had, Ms. Wimmert informed the court that she would have the appeal filed before this date. So it has not been filed. So what the court will do is, you wish to continue with Ms. Wimmert, the Eighth Court of Criminal Appeals will have her address whatever issues she needs to address with them. But what I'm going to do is I will keep Ms. Wimmert on this, but I'm going to have a co-appellate counsel appointed. Do you understand?
What is that?
All right, what that means is you say you want to keep Ms. Wimmert, is that correct? All right. At some point, this appeal has to be filed. It's not going to be allowed to sit out here for years waiting for Ms. Wimmert to file an appeal. Do you understand? So to make sure that that is done and that the appeal is timely filed, and when I say not sit out here for years, the person who wants this brief done and submitted is the Eighth Criminal Court of Appeals. All right. And so they have instructed me to have this hearing with you and Ms. Wimmert, but Ms. Wimmert is not present and she was to be here at 9 a.m. And it is to discover whether or not the appeal is going to continue. You're telling me that you wish the appeal to continue. So I'm not going to remove Ms. Wimmert, but I am going to have co-counsel, co-appellate counsel appointed. Do you understand now? All right. Do you have any objections to co-appellate counsel being appointed? All right. So Ms. Ferguson, if you will contact Mac, and I know he's been down here, but if you will have Mac come back down here, please, so that we can make sure that there is a co-appellate counsel appointed. All right. Is there anything else?
This courtroom wasn't loud, but the message hit hard. One by one, defendants stepped forward, some asking for more time, some facing serious consequences. And the judge stayed calm, but in control the entire time. From delayed trials to missed deadlines, the court made one thing clear. This system moves forward, with or without you. But then came the moments that really stood out. Warnings about responsibility, second chances, and the reality of where bad decisions lead. Whether it was drug violations, repeated offenses, or excuses that didn't make sense anymore, the judge didn't yell. She simply broke it down in a way that hits deeper than anger. And maybe that's what makes it powerful. Not chaos, not shouting, but the quiet realization that every choice in that courtroom has consequences. So what do you think? Is a calm judge more effective than an aggressive one? Click subscribe for more real courtroom moments.